to WRPB and WRPB Studios. If you watch the news, you will always see, when you're in Florida, a story about a child or somebody drowning. And I thought it was important for me to bring people on who know about the story and the scenario and what to do to help. All right, so with me is Stephanie and Daniel,
Yes.
and you were British Swim School?
Yes, sir.
I get it right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, right.
Okay. It's hard when you're old. Almost can't remember nothing. Okay, so the biggest question is why? Why did you open a swim school?
I mean, I've always been very passionate about working with children and everything like that. I used to work for the Broward Sheriff's Office as a crimes investigator.
Oh, wow.
And there were tons of calls for paramedics and officers to respond to incidents where children had drowned or, secondary drowning situations. It happened constantly in the city that I worked in, and I want to do something to stop it from happening.
Yeah.
So you got certified as a swim instructor?
Yes, sir.
You too?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Both swim instructor as well as lifeguard certified. It's one of the requirements for British Swim School.
Both of
CPR,
us.
right?
Yes. CPR, everything that lifeguard trained. So
Okay, so you decide you want to help,
yes.
and somehow you were lucky enough to get out of Broward County.
Yes.
Okay.
I worked there for many years, 21 years.
And what got you up here in St. Lucie County?
We were trying to buy a house.
Okay.
And the prices where we weren't that very good. And also, his mother-in-law was handicapped and she lived with us. And we had to find a place that, had a bedroom downstairs as well as, enough area for him to have an office because he did IT work from home and stuff like that.
Okay.
So, we came to Port St. Lucie and we just fell in love with the area.
It's interesting because I started my company 30-something years ago in Palm Beach County, in Boca, actually, in Green Acres. I actually started at my house, but then I moved to Boca in a in a shopping center. I opened this, and I opened on Sunrise Boulevard the exact same day.
Wow.
So do you know what Art Serve is?
Yeah. Yeah.
I opened in Art Serve,
Oh, wow.
a small studio at that time. And then in 2019, I had a heart attack, triple bypass.
Oh,
And it was too much to drive back and forth. But in the interim, my wife was working up here. We were living in Green Acres, driving back and forth.
That's
Wow.
a far drive.
Right.
Yeah.
And I wanted to rent something up here, but everything was garbage. So I ended up buying a mobile home because we weren't there all the time. And we ended up staying there. It was just simple because it was right across the street from here. And my wife works 8 minutes from here.
Gotcha.
So now, I guess you guys work together.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
yeah, absolutely. For this business is
Yes.
our
Are you
first
ready to
venture
tell them?
together.
Oh, no. I mean, we've had trials and
Of course.
tribulations, like
Yeah.
every marriage, but we've gotten through things, and we've become stronger as a couple.
Well, I mean, I get that. I mean, this is my third wife. My first two passed away, and we went through 3 tough years. We were married 15 years, and we started as a long distance relationship. So those are really difficult, and there was just a lot of trials and tribulations. But now you guys move up here. Did you know you were going to open a swim school when you moved up here?
Oh no, it definitely wasn't something that was like
I
right
didn't
off
think
the
I was
bat.
going to stay with my job because the distance was definitely a big factor, but
Don't blame me.
an hour and 15 minutes there, and then another hour and 15 minutes back every day was really rough.
Oh yeah.
So, but no, we're looking for something else, and this just seemed like the right path for us.
Well, because you enjoy working with kids.
Yes.
I love working with kids. I worked in nurseries at church, and I've been around kids my whole life. So
And now you're married, so it's another kid that you have to deal with.
Yeah.
I have 2 kids,
Do you have 2 kids?
my daughter and him.
Okay, good. I just want to make sure that we get that right. Okay, we as guys we have to just deal with that.
Yeah, it is what it is. I get it.
How did you
Yeah.
get the name British?
So it's actually a franchise.
Okay.
So we bought into it and stuff. So the original person who actually started the business,
Rita Goldberg.
Rita Goldberg, actually started in Manchester, England, back in 1981. So it's been, the actual company has been around for well over 40 years and stuff. So she back in the early 90s, we actually brought it over to Fort Lauderdale, Florida area, and started to franchise out from there and stuff. And we were lucky enough to find them and stuff, and started working with them. And
Did you know them when you were in Broward County?
No,
Did you know her?
we didn't. We didn't.
You-
Actually, she just passed away recently.
yeah, she literally
so,
just passed away a few weeks ago.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah, she was actually even though she had sold off the company, the back end of the company to Buzz Franchise Brands, she was still very involved with the company for many years after she had sold it off to Buzz Franchise Brands.
No, we never had the pleasure of meeting her though.
Oh,
so.
okay. Well, I'm thinking, well, she was down in Fort Lauderdale, which is Broward County, and you were in Broward County, so I figured that's how you kind of connected.
Nah.
And I would think that just opening a swim school without that franchise probably would have been very difficult.
Yes.
Okay, putting all those pieces together, what you needed and stuff. So you move up here, you decide that I'm not doing this drive anymore.
It wasn't that quick, but I mean, I was looking for other opportunities.
Yes.
so.
Okay, so you decide to open a swim school. Now, you have to have a place, obviously if you have a swim school, you have to have a pool. It's just a thought, but I think you have to have a pool. So
Yes.
how did you come about, you utilize a pool where?
At the LA Fitness on
St. Lucie West
right,
Boulevard.
Lucy West.
So yeah, we were able to get an agreement with the LA Fitness on St. Lucie West and stuff. And we work very well with them. We're very good, good relationship with the management team and stuff there. Talk to them on a regular basis and stuff to make sure that we maintain that good relationship and stuff, because obviously the objective of a relationship that you want to maintain is it needs to be good and stuff. So
yeah. Otherwise it won't be long term.
So yeah, we always try to make sure that if there's anything going on that could step on any toes on ours or theirs, we're always talking and stuff. So
All right, so let's say, well, before I even get to that, what's the age range that you teach?
From 3 months up all the way to adulthood.
Okay, so is the majority young or the majority?
Right now, we
Okay.
have a bunch of young students, but we
Right.
recently started adult classes, so we're going to be teaching adults as well.
We were in the green room waiting, and I was like, we're in Florida, we're like right by the water, there's tons of pools, and I have a hard time believing that people can't swim.
yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, when we were doing our initial marketing and stuff, we were actually having more adults coming up to us, and that's one of the reasons why we wanted to make sure that we got certified to teach adult classes and stuff.
And they were
because
all,
it
they were
was
all asking, are
Yeah.
you giving
Really?
adult lessons as well?
yeah. And like most of them, like they'll just sit in the pool at like the shallow end and stuff, and just not even really do anything. But they want to be able to sit there and learn how to do things and stuff, not just for survival, but hey, I want to sit
Enjoy
there and
the
go,
water?
yeah, and be able to enjoy it and stuff, instead of just sitting down at the shallow end of the pool because you're afraid to, go out and stuff.
And it's really
So,
tough because I'm only 5'2", so being in the shallow end is sometimes tough for me. But my wife is 5'10", so I'm okay.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, my wife's pretty tall. All right, so let's just say I have a kid that's 5 years old, which is 31 years younger than my actual daughter. But I call you up and I say, I'm moving here. I want my child to learn to swim. What's the next step for me?
Well, first thing I would ask is, if they have any experience in the water and if they're comfortable in the water and, how many years they've had lessons and things like that. And then I would figure out which class she would probably be in, which would be in our starfish class. It's for children of the ages of 3. It gets them comfortable in the water. It's a water acclimation level for beginner swimmers over the age of 3. And we let you know what our prices are and our schedule. And
Okay, what's the first thing? So, no experience, very little water experience. What's the first thing you're going to teach them?
we're going to teach them to number one, be comfortable in the water. Have them comfortable getting wet and everything like that. And the starfish level, we teach them how to float on their backs. That way, if they've fallen or something, they can turn over on their backs, breathe, call for help. We get them comfortable submerging into the water and jumping into the water.
So, for some reason, I can't float on my back. Are there people that can't float on their back?
There are actually quite a few people who can't
That would
float
be
on their
me.
back.
Okay.
Actually,
But-
that's my husband too.
Believe it or not, I actually have a hard time floating on my back too.
I
Yeah.
float on my
So-
stomach pretty well.
Yeah, I can as well.
There are different reasons why people can't float on their back or whatever, but
Well, I
but-
would think
but
one
you're
of
not alone. You're not alone.
Okay, I'm glad I'm not alone. One of the things I think, in my mind, that is taught is dog paddle. Because I think I was brought up in Brooklyn. I belonged to a beach club or whatever, a pool club. And that was the first thing I was taught,
Mhm.
to dog paddle. And I think that, next to floating, if you can, you and I are goners if we can't dog paddle. Just saying.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gone. If we can't dog paddle, we're gone.
Yeah.
But so, I know you're going to teach them to dog paddle because that's probably a big no.
No.
Oh, that's
No.
pretty interesting.
No, we teach them to. Well, we really push floating, because if you fall in, you need to be able to float, so you can call for help, breathe. So that's something we stress in every level, is the floating.
What about the oddballs like me and you?
Well, we work with them until they get there.
Yeah.
you-
So,
I mean-
There is ways that you can actually learn how to float even when it's very difficult to float and stuff.
if
She
you
has been.
skull your hands and kick your legs a little bit, it makes floating a little bit easier.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's just that we're denser than everybody.
Well, that's a part of
That
it.
is definitely part of it. It
My
is
wife says,
definitely.
why are you so dense? But I think it's a different reason. Okay, so you teach them to float.
We teach them to float.
What follows that?
Well, basically submerging into the water. People are very scared about having their face in the water and
Right.
things like that. But submerging them, turning them over, so that they can learn how to do that. We teach them to glide, also.
What does that consist of?
And it doesn't consist of kicking. It just consists of pushing from the wall or pushing from the surface and finding a safe place. We also teach them to monkey walk along the ledge of the pool to find a safe exit. And also, every level is different. We teach things in.
Well, I can understand. So, I come to you. I've been in the water before and whatever, and I can swim, but I can't swim. This swimming, I can draw in a coloring book, but I'm not an artist. Okay, so people could probably swim, but they really don't know what they're doing. Is that correct?
Well, yeah, we definitely teach them technique when it comes to strokes and stuff like that. Because when it comes to stroke development, a lot of people don't know the correct way to backstroke, freestyle, breaststroke, butterfly. We teach all stroke development levels.
Now, some of the things that you mentioned to me, besides all ages, is you're now going to move forward into people who need special assistance. You don't do it yet, but you're moving forward into it.
Yeah, special needs
Right.
classes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So we will be doing that. Hopefully by the summer.
Is your classes one-on-one? Do you do group classes?
It depends. Like for special needs, it might be one-on-one. For adults, we try not to do more than 2 or 3 at a time, just so we can give them enough attention and everything.
Yeah, the most that are in any of our classes though is 6.
Yeah.
So it is small group sizes and stuff.
Well, the philosophy is less is more.
Correct.
Yes.
Okay, so I do a lot of networking, and I tell them when they say, "All right, what's the tip that you give?" I said, "Less is more, and learn to fire clients." Okay, you can't have everybody. There's no way that you can please everybody.
That's true.
But that is what it is. So, are you looking to expand into other areas of the state?
Yeah, eventually. Well, it is limited because we have, basically from Hobe Sound up to Sebastian is where our territory is. So, actually our neighbors to the north of us in Melbourne, the other British swim school up there, they are actually British and stuff.
Yeah.
So we were able to go train at their pool and everything when we
cool.
were learning how to do things and whatnot. So I actually asked them if they could do
Yeah.
our voicemail and stuff, so it sounds like it was British and everything.
Yeah.
So,
But
so then,
yeah. But no, we do plan on expanding, yes.
Yeah,
But
Is
for
your-
the time being, we're just at the St. Lucie West LA Fitness.
is your expansion thought of the LA Fitnesses?
Initially, but there's other gyms that British Swim School has agreements with and
Right.
stuff that we can, expand to and stuff. But
Interesting.
Yeah.
We're getting to the top of our time. So, how do people find you? Do you have a website?
Yes.
yeah, BritishSwimSchool.com and then /treasure-coast.
It's on the screen anyway, so people
Okay.
should be writing it down.
Yeah.
And one of the things I always say is use a professional.
Yes.
If you don't use a professional, it's going to cost you 5 times more in money and 10 times more in frustration. But in this instance, you got people's lives,
Yeah.
okay? And that's, people drown quite often.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
And-
for over 4,000 a year in the U.S. alone.
And you said something that struck my attention, and it was, Wayne, I don't care where they learn to swim. They don't
Yeah.
have to come to my school.
Correct.
They just
Absolutely.
need to learn so that they don't drown.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Anywhere there's a local swim school and whatever, you know, there's a lot of different ones that are out there and stuff. But definitely go get lessons. Go learn how to swim. That's what's most important.
You have a phone number?
Yeah. It's going to be 772-271-5851.
Did you get it right?
Yes, you did.
My last question is, and I ask this to everybody. So you decide to start a business.
Mhm.
Did you get family support?
No, we
No.
we actually did this on our own and stuff.
And I get
So,
it,
yeah.
because I've done tons and tons of interviews. My mom was not tech savvy when I started.
Mhm.
She was already older, and she had never seen any one of my shows, even until she passed.
Mm.
So, but my wife was a listener to my show in Indiana, and her mom was listening to my show in Canada. So I had that support, and that's so important.
Mhm.
Getting
Yes.
support. What I got was, get a real job.
Mhm.
Don't be stupid. It's a pipe dream.
Mhm.
Because, you know, when I started, it didn't exist. This industry didn't exist. And now everybody with cell phones, a videographer, photographer, and a talk show host. So I think you have to stay on task, stay focused,
Mhm.
and you succeed. It's really a matter of timing. If you bought a house with a pool, would you be able to start your business in your own home?
You do. They do allow for us to utilize outdoor pools and stuff, but because of the weather
Yeah.
scenario, you never know when you're gonna get that, you know, thunderstorm or whatever
It's so
else. Because
unpredictable in the state of Florida.
they don't recommend, you know, utilizing outdoor pools and stuff. But yes, we can teach swim lessons outside if it's necessary.
It also has to be a heated pool though, because it has to be a certain temperature.
Oh, really?
You know,
Yeah.
especially for the little ones. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Mhm.
Everybody, like I said, use a professional. You're going to see the benefits, okay, almost immediately. And check them out. Even if you have a question, just touch base with them, and they'll give you the answer, because it's not, and I don't want to overstep my bounds here, but it's not about going to their school, because you might not live here within their realm. It's about getting lessons if you need them.
Yes.
Yes.
It could save your life. Everybody have a great day. Thank you so much for
Thank
coming
you,
on.
Wayne.
Thank you.
Pleasure being here.
We'll be right back.